What got out through it?
Lock the doors. Yeah.
Not the doors.
Lock them
Shall
in.
I mingle downstairs, do you think?
I don't know if that would help, Graham.
I had a look downstairs, and the people downstairs didn't look as though they were likely to come to a poetry.
No, they didn't look.
How do you know? What do people
Did look like they
You
made
go
it
to,
at
you
the
get
time.
an instinct, don't you? When you look at a group of people who are obviously in for a night of big fighting it up, it'd be unlikely to come up here. But, anyway, welcome one and all. This is Dodo Modern Poets at the King and Queen. A couple of things. If you've not been here before, there is a toilet on this floor. The bar is obviously downstairs, and I'd like to say Kate B.Hall, who's here tonight, has alerted us to a book launch, Blue Side Poets book launch tomorrow night, which is at the City Pride in Farringdon Lane, and there are a number of readers involved, including Kate B.Hall. And if you want to have more information, I think there's some leaflets. They're up on the table. Hi Bill, how are you? So just take some information. If you get to that, you'll be very welcome. And apparently there's alternative refreshment available there, as well as pizza and beer. I'm not quite sure what the alternative refreshment is, but
It's free as well.
it's free as well. So
It's a launch.
the other thing is, before we start, we don't pay to hire this room, but the landlord asked us if we could ask the audience to put a few coins in a bucket format with the nurses. So every time we do a show, we have a collection. So we've got loose change, it's over here. And what I thought we'd do is, we haven't got a huge number of open mic readers tonight. I thought I'd invite each of the open mic readers we have to do a couple of poems in the first half and a poem in the second half. And we'll see how it goes. We may get other people turning up rather than, just hear the last of you in the first half. So if that's okay, I'd like to ask I think Steve Tasane to come up first. And Steve is somebody who we've known for a long time and a very fine poet indeed. So welcome back to Dodo Modern Poets, Steve.
Oh, great.
Hi. The two pieces go together, so they're both about 3 minutes. So if that's quite long, I won't do one in the second half.
Sure.
Because they're not short. Hi. This is new, called The Heart of the City. I am the heart of the city, the working muscle, the rhythm, the gristle, the oxygen flow. I am a battered heart, with busted wings plucked up from the gutter and offered up to the boarded up centre for lost causes. I am a baby abandoned in a charity shop doorway, swaddled in emergency tape imprinted with the words "Do not cross." Today I am clamped in a hospital car park, on hold on a helpline, my last 50p slick with slime, the cost of my fate, premium rate. I am punctured outside school gates, youth interrupted. I am, my pulse weak, I am failing, excluded. I am half a heart, cut back for the benefit of well-oiled machinery, a shares boom for the few. I am monetarily monitored, but I live mouth to mouth, gasping for resuscitation. I am under cardiac arrest, stamped by revenue protection officers, labelled, "Please do not look after this heart." I am booted over the rainbow and thrown overboard the boat. Beneath the waves, I am channeled by the ignorance and rage of yesterday's chip wrappers. I am greasy, illegal. I am the scapegoat. I am the heart at the bottom of the barrel, the top of the tower, clad like a wicker man, sacrificed to a higher power, to manna. I plummet as prophets soar. Today I sleep rough in a piss-puddled phone booth, long since disconnected, in a bag clotted with the secretions of drunken businessmen. I am late-night entertainment for the boots in suits with their stocky exchange. I am a heart broken, bleeding out on a West End pavement, staining this city's sterling reputation. I hang on a hook beneath a tabloid headline, mangled, transplanted, cleansed from the capital city of dystopia. But tonight I clog your clockwork. I am a ticking time bomb kissing Big Ben's billion-dollar facelift. I beat inside the houses of common people. I am red with temper, motored by mass palpitation. I am articulate, tender, raw. I am a heart. Come on, have me, have me, have me. And this is called Get Your Head On. Got my head on, gonna spend a whole afternoon being self-absorbing, listen to a remix of a jazz recording, open up the box my lyrics are stored in, play the White Stripes and think of Jeremy Corbyn. I got my head on, maybe read a book about a talking bear. I got my head on, maybe read a book about the poll tax riots in Trafalgar Square. I got my hedonistic head on, it's leisure that I'm fed on. I got my well-read head on, cause I read on the beach, I read in the park and I read in bed. I'm an A to Z hedonist, 9 to 5's on my not-to-do list. I knock back cocktails as cultural research, but my talk is straight, my meaning won't lurch. I might like a toke, but my words aren't token. It's my duty to be sharply spoken. I got a Netflix fix, I got ink in my veins. If I'm feeling sick, I visit Dr. Strange. I got red hot chili peppers cooking my brains. I'm half-baked, but whole grain. Cause I make work play, I make play work. I got the boogie ethic, I shake not shirk. I'm a hedonistic workaholic with similar mates. We don't self-medicate, we self-educate. We self-certificate so we won't get taxed. We don't work to survive, we work to relax. We sow what we reap, we make insane demands. We just can't sleep, we got brains crammed like multi-channel TVs working overtime. Cause poetry can inebriate us in these sober times. Poetry can defibrillate our hearts. Cause we need creative art to survive the constant barrage of weaponized media lies. That's why I'm blazing. Got my head on fire with a desire to sing and kick up a stink. I've got a lynx's larynx, a tiger's growl. I can hum like poo, I can laugh and howl. I sing tra-la-la-la-la to Madonna and Malala. And I remember as a toddler how play was cool. And I remember the revolution begins at play school. Abracadabra, I'm an ABC DJ, turning the syllables against mainstream fables. I dance when I rant and I drink right-wing thinks under the table. My hedonistic head aching with the dull thud of austerity's hangover. My dehydration, this generation's thirst for a just, genuine rejuvenation of a shattered nation. So let's hold up our ice creams high and scream our resistance with pride to the Boris, to the Nigel, to the Donald, to the scum, before feeding their faces the full 99. We immunise ourselves from these wise guys' lies with ammunition consisting of pulp fiction, radical poetry, manifestos, raves, festivals and sunbathing on beaches with our tops off and our heads on. Because that's how we'll fight them, with fists full of spliffs, fueled from all-nighters, with heads full of Pernod and ideas made of sound. So hold up your lighters, make a disco inferno. Let's burn Babylon down.
Woo!
Yes.
Thank you, Steve Tasane. I'd like to welcome onto the stage now Joseph Mattey. Joseph, I think it's your second visit over here to Dodo, so very welcome to see you, or very pleased to see you again.
Why, thank you, sir, thank you.
That's great.
Thank you. What I'm doing tonight is the latest and the oldest. This one I did this afternoon, which I had the idea for, but only got around to doing this afternoon. Consequently, it's my first reading with humans. I used to be cycle courier, road filth, and I used to work round the corner, and this used to be my manor. So anyway, here it goes. I haven't got a title for it yet, but maybe that'll come at some juncture. I'll just call it Wintry Ride Up Charlotte Street. Okay. Wintry Ride Up Charlotte Street. Wintry ride up Charlotte Street. Already I miss the office heat. A package going up to Camden. Controllers, goddamn them. Sunlight reflects on frozen puddles. Wish I was abed, warmth and cuddles. The road is icy, little resistance. I spy a cool dude in the distance. A black scarf obscures his face. With trench coat, he looks relaxed. Jaunty angled fedora, like some crazy jazz performer. I'm picking up speed, got good cadence. Pedestrian walks out completely dense. Jam on the brakes, screaming, for fuck's sakes! Skidding on the road that's slippy. I sound off now, really lippy. It's the cat in the cool hat. But it's a one-sided swearing spat. Fuck you, do you think you're doing? My anger is still brewing. You should have been looking. My invective now is really cooking. What I first took to be a scarf was in actual fact a surgical mask. And as I looked into his eyes, my brain started to realise, my mind started to understand it. It was the most famous person on the planet. You could have killed me! And then his goons arrived. My temper quickly began to subside. Their sheer size blocked out the sun. Time for me to cut and run. Well, pedal anyway. Live to swear another day. The global superstar who took the brunt, who face to face I called a cunt. This is all true, no redaction. I assure you, it was of course Michael Jackson. We're doing two. I found this in the paper just the other day. Quote, so it's from the iPaper. I don't know if you subscribe or pick it up, whichever. From some cat called Robert Heinlein, who I later discovered was a sci-fi author. And it just says, a poet who reads his verse in public may have other nasty habits. I even think on that one yourselves, whatever habits you may have, nasty or terrible. I've never heard of him until now, I must admit, but I think I might go and have a check-see. Now, this is the oldest one I did. I don't know if you know the name, the game Go. It's a Far Eastern game, which is, you have counters, black and white counters, and it's a game of strategy. Now, my father and my late brother were both super smart, and they could do the whole strategy. I couldn't be asked. And so I used the counters, they are black and white, as tiddlywink counters. And I thought, wouldn't it be quite fun if the box that I got them in was a cave, and I was trying to get as many hermits into the cave as possible, that count as being hermits, obviously. So anyway, this is called Too Many Hermits in the Cave, which the idea came from that, the title anyway. Every other night brings another anchorite. My meditative contemplations ruined by Noisom's revelations. Unsaintly jealousies over others' ecstasies. There are too many hermits in the cave. The Trappists of the crappies wielding vast signs saying, shush, we really must give them the push, for there are too many hermits in the cave. We were in a whirl for a while, but mercifully the dervishes deserted us. Alas, not their mutt-named rover, knocked brother Matt clean over. Doggedly, one-leggedly he'd stood for 4 years, and now forlornly floored, his beard drenched in tears, for there are too many hermits in the cave. I have been fasting under duress, thanks to a greedy anchoress, the which emptied the larder. Reaching nirvana couldn't be harder, for there are too many hermits in the cave. And finally, I asked the wise old sadhu what to do. He said, I'm 492, in part this is due to my diet, you may care to try it, of my own piss, prana, and the odd banana. Be like Lord Shiva. Take a breather, Om Shankar. Don't be a wanker. You see that hermit seeking God? Looks a bit like Kermit the Frog. He then giggled uncontrollably, finally saying, just get stoned with me. And now there are 2 mogging hermits in the cave. Ta-da.
Thank you, Joseph. And finally, in this half, before we go on to the featured poets, Kate B.Hall.
Okay. My sister has Alzheimer's. That's all you need to know.
Oh, I'm very sorry.
Yeah, it's horrible, but this is it. Hello. Sit down. It's called Early. On the table are One flat peach, a note for the friend who will open and close the curtains while we're away, my keys, my phone, and the letter I need to post on the way to the station. I'm ready too early, so I'm drinking tea on the balcony, watching the world go by. I have to go, I don't want to go. My body resists, my muscles ache. I don't want to go, I have to go. The tickets are booked, I'm packed, and you're coming with me to hold me later when my sister doesn't know me, or can't remember what food she likes, or how to wash her hair. Whenever I see her, which isn't often enough, each time is a new goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye. Right, a bit more cheer. Now I'm telling on you. This girl slapped my face in the playground of Canonbury School in 1951. I was 6, she was 8, and much bigger than me. There seemed to be no reason for the attack. I hardly knew her. Shocked, I ran, crying to the teacher on duty, but would not tell tales. The red mark her hand left had faded by home time. I've never been good at names, but over 60 years I've never forgotten hers. And now I'm telling. Anne Black.
Thank you. That was Kate B.Hall, and a couple of people arrived who I know want to read from the floor, but we'll put you in the second half if that's okay. Move on to the featured poets now. Project to Dawn.